Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Became the Students of the Three Elders? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this is a bit of different sort of story. Well, I was watching a few of my old past stories from like the beginning of my channel, the first 2 years or so, and there I realized I used to have a lot of fun doing a little bit of experiments every now and then. And I've decided to do that now again, instead of just fearing that, oh, this might not work. So this is one of those experiments where I just went all out on, this topic alone. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you do, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And heads up, this is a different story. So yeah, I don't know how this might go, but I hope you guys enjoy this. Now enough said, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 8 years after the QB attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato. As we go towards the Hokage office, where we see Hiruzen Sarutobi was currently doing his paperwork. But inside his office he wasn't alone, because there was someone who was waiting there for him. And that was Naruto Uzumaki, someone who he has been taking care of since the child was an orphan, but a bit special, even though Naruto didn't knew about that, but he was. You see, 8 years ago, the QB attack had happened in Konoha, in which many of the people, including their Hokage, had lost their life. And Naruto, he was born on that day. And due to him being born and his ties to that attack, he was quite an important figure in Konoha, even if the people didn't see it as that, and even if Naruto didn't knew that. Hiruzen knew, at least. As Hiruzen looked up and looked towards Naruto, who was observing him without blinking his eyes. Even now. Naruto? Oh, sorry about that. What are you looking at me for? I'm not looking at you, Gigi. It's the paperwork. You do all this paperwork on your own? Yes, that is the duty of Hokage. But I thought you told me the Hokage was the strongest. Of course the Hokage is the strongest, but he has to be the smartest as well. Like, anyone who is smart can become a Hokage? Not just anyone, he has to prove himself, Naruto. And yes, a smart person is an asset to the village. He can do a lot of great things for Konoha. But being smart doesn't mean that you have to be good, because there are a lot of people who use their smartness for a lot of bad things. I know. The person you told me about, Orochimaru, isn't it? Yes, Orochimaru. Now, Naruto, how far has your chakra exercise been going? It's not use. I try, but I fail every time. It's becoming a headache. What if I'm not fit to be a shinobi, Gigi? Well, you have to work hard then. Because I know you can become a shinobi. Why can't I just become a smart person like you and do the paperwork instead? It is not that easy, and Naruto, trust me when I say this paperwork is no child's play. But you're doing it. Yes, but I have certain years of experience at my hand. Man, if I learned how to do that, maybe I will be able to at least earn a lot of respect in the eyes of people. You should focus on the current task in hand, and that is going to the academy. I heard you starting next Monday. Yeah, I almost forgot. I have to go. Bye, Gigi. And so, forgetting about their arrangement, which was to go and have a ramen at the Ichiraku stand, Naruto dashed back at home. 2 weeks passed after that night. Hiruzen was still busy doing his paperwork, the usual routine of a Kage, and that is when Naruto arrived inside his office. But he looked a bit distressed, hurt, and almost as if he was to break down. Naruto? Said Hiruzen, getting up from his desk and moving towards Naruto, closing the door behind. Is everything alright, son? Got kicked out of the academy for no reason. The sensei, he yelled at me, told me that I'm just an imbecile, an insult to all of them, that how I shouldn't be even there. Oh, you're favoring me and all that. I'm gonna go and deal with him. Just sit here, Naruto. No! He's right. What? No, he's not right, Naruto. You are not an imbecile, and you're not being favored. Then why are you not spending time with the other orphans? Why only me? He told me that I am being favored because I was born on the night of the QB attack. He told you this, huh? Said Hiruzen with narrowed eyes. What else did he tell you? That how I am a demon of the Nine Tails was sealed within me, making me into a demon. You should have seen everyone's face. They all looked horrified, disgusted. Even the person who was seated next to me got up and left. In the end, I had to get out of there. It was suffocating. I understand that, Naruto. I will deal with that person. No. I'm gonna prove to everyone that I'm not a demon. I'm not the QB. QB's dead. Isn't it? Yes, Naruto, it is. QB is dead. Then I'm gonna prove it to everyone that it is dead. And I'm just Naruto. How, Naruto? For that you have to go to the academy. No, I won't have to. Because I decided I will follow in your footsteps and become a genius who knows how to do paperwork and solve Konoha's problems. All of them. And so, Naruto, with newfound resolve, left. As Hiruzen was now in a bit of distress and he called for the council meeting and the said sensei, who was turned out to be Mizuki himself. You, Chunin Mizuki. You have said a lot of things to Naruto Uzumaki. I did not say anything wrong, Hokage. You have lost my respect. You have been favoring a demon over the rest. He is just a child who has gone through hell. What would have you done? Any one of you have offered your own child to Minato to seal the Biju within? As there was a huge silence, would you have offered up your own self? You were a 3 to 4 year old boy. Have you ever wondered why Minato picked him? At all? Said Hiruzen, giving them guesses, as most of them immediately caught it and their eyes widened. Hiruzen could see some gear turning in people's head from the civilian and the shinobi side. Look, I don't care. He is a demon, and that is all there is to it. He should not become a shinobi at all. He is a threat. He is not a threat. But people like you are a disease that spread throughout the village, corrupting it with hatred. And so, after he was taken care of, the rest of the council stood there. Let me be very clear to all of you, said Hiruzen. I am not going to tolerate any more disrespect towards Naruto. He is someone special who has gone through literal hell since the day he was born up until now. I want you all to cut him some slack. The reason I gave you these hints is because for a genius person, it is said that only a hint is enough. So I hope that hint was more than enough for you all. With that, Hiruzen called the meeting off, as most of them left. At least a few of them stayed. Them being none other than elders and some of the shinobi side of the council. Why did you lie to us? Said Shigakunara. I had my own guesses, but I believed in your word. Would you have gone around saving every orphan? But you did. You saved one orphan. You showed favoritism, and so should have all of you. Minato wanted his son to be protected. Can you not see? Everyone outside of our circle would have guessed who he was. At least with me, it was a guess that he might be Jinchuriki, but whose child he was, it would have been found out if all of you would have favored him. Regardless of what you are saying, Hiruzen-sama, said Fugaku, we had a right to know. Minato was someone who has sacrificed himself for all of us. He has helped us in different parts of our life, and we had every right to know and to help his son, to repay back the debt we owe. Minato would have not wanted that. You all can leave. I need some time alone, because Naruto is in a predicament of his own. What kind of predicament are you talking about, Hiruzen? Good, the three of you remained, as the three of you should have. Follow me into my office, there we will discuss. And so the three of them looked towards one another and followed Hiruzen to his office. After arriving there, the three of them settled down and Hiruzen sat on his seat. His hands crossed together, and he looked intensely towards the three of them. Naruto has given up on being a shinobi. What? Said Danzo. But he is a Jinchuriki. How can he give up? Because Naruto found something else quite interesting. It doesn't matter what he has found interesting. Danzo is right, said Homura. That boy is a Jinchuriki and his task is to be used as a weapon when the time arises. Oh, calm down, two of you. Konoha hasn't used a Biju or a Jinchuriki even in the last 3 wars. We're not gonna be using it in the future. It's just a mechanism to divert all that hatred and anger towards us. And the malice as well. Koharu's right. Continue, Hiruzen. What do you want to discuss about the boy? He has seen me doing paperwork quite a lot of times, and he has come to a conclusion that maybe if he does paperwork or office work shortly, he might be able to become much respected into the eyes of the people. Because he too realizes the most important thing. What? That I am favoring him. To be honest, most people would have, been prideful on that fact that he is favored by the Kage, but he felt sad because he knew at that time that he was being favored and the people hated that. So you want him to be an office boy? Yes, an office worker. Because that is what Naruto desires. And for the sake of Minato and Kushina, this is the least we can do. But what about him being the Jinchuriki? Mito-sama was the Jinchuriki, and so was Kushina. And Kushina have, alongside with Mito-sama, in their 3 wars, and neither of them have been ever used or deployed. We have been able to withstand all of this, and in the future we will continue to do so, without any problem. But the question remains now, Danzo. What to do with Naruto, who has lost his hope in the shinobi world and in being a shinobi? Give him a new hope, which he sees in this. Once the boy gets bored of it, what then, Hiruzen? Then he will be going back to the shinobi world, I hope. Until then, this is the least we can do. And so, the 3 of them agreed, because this was a solid option. I agreed to this, said Danzo, with the 2 of them. But if the boy fails, after certain years have passed to meet the conditions that I set for him, then he will be going back to being a shinobi. Is that understood? Yes, that is understood. And that is why the 3 of you will be teaching him politics and how to handle the paperwork and the rightful decisions. As the 3 of them looked quite shocked. So you wouldn't allow me to train him, but you would allow me to teach him. You are the best tactician, sometimes even surprising me, Danzo. And that is something I truly honor, my friend. And that is what I want you to teach him. Since I would have wanted you to pass down your knowledge to the next generation. As Danzo closed his eyes in deep in thought, as Homura and Koharu then said, Hiruzen is right. You had never had a student. Even at one point we did, but you never had. Think of Naruto as your student. Alright, fine. I will do that then. And so, the 3 of them agreed, and Naruto the next day was introduced to the 3 of them. Naruto, meet these 3. These 3 are the elders of Konoha, my teammates and friends, and they have been running Konoha alongside me, helping me out at different steps, and now they will do the same for you, training you to become useful for Konoha. You said that you wanted to do office work, right? Yes. These 3 will teach you everything, the ins and outs, and how to handle the paperwork and how to do the paperwork. Yes, on one condition. Within 5 years, you have to prove yourself, Naruto. And if you are able to do that, then we will consider you. If I am not able to do that, then what? Then you will be going back to becoming a shinobi. I understand. I accept these terms. And so, Naruto, now with the 3 of them, was under training. Koharu taught him about the budgeting and how to file properly reports. Homura taught him how to read the reports and the mission deeds and gather the knowledge and resources from the different parts of the elemental nation while being seated inside his own office, which was given to him. And Danzo, he taught him politics and tactics alongside with different means on how to acquire the knowledge as well as how to use it and apply it to the advantage of him and the village. While Naruto learned under the 3 best of the best in Konoha, Naruto was developing. And that is when, after a few years, the Daimyo decided to visit and leave some of the policies behind. Policies that could crush Konoha and make it look like a slave to the daimyo in the upcoming Kage summit. So everyone was pissed. Even Koharu Homura and Danzo was, but Naruto, he was calm because he was always told to remain calm. Even where the veteran were being scared and pissed, Naruto, while remaining calm, began to learn and study all the terms and conditions, which were as follows. Konoha would be given a lot of meditations alongside with the money that is it need to run the village, but it has to obey the laws and rules and regulations placed by the daimyo and its jurisdiction. Meaning, not only now the daimyo was able to control it, but those elites who were there within the daimyo, pumping up the money within the Land of Fire, were also able to grasp a hand in its politics and how it was controlled. This was a problem for Konoha, who was already trying its best to become a free village, without any politics aside from its own. So, Naruto came up with a different sorts of plan. He, using a whiteboard and a piece of chalk, draw all the points out and then how they could counter them. And Naruto was able to formulate a plan that he showed and explained to his three senseis. Why have you called, Naruto? I was reading the reports and I was able to come with a few countermeasures. To counter the first two policies, we can do this. We can send out, but only Genins. Genins, but it's still sending out, Naruto. Genins, but at the charge of Chunins. I'm listening. Chunins usually are sent as a team at the price of 50 to 100,000 Ryus. We can offer Genins teams at that package. And if we do that, it's obvious that those who are trying to get Konoha under their thumb, they would not be able to do that because Konoha still has the right to send out and deploy the teams regarding the threat. But this would be putting our Genins in, well, threat-like order. That's the idea. If Genins are in threat, they are, by laws of both the Land of Fire and the Elemental Nation, able to withdraw. So if the situation got bad, they will withdraw, and we will have to say that the situation got worse and the client lied. Playing the black hat politics, Naruto, I see. This could work, and get those who are trying to sink their claws in within us, out of us. But the question still arises, the fundings that have been given, the debt that Konoha owes, 1 billion Ryus, how are we going to pay that? Simple. I have a way of that as well. It's a bit dark, but if this works, we will be able to pay it off. Each and every year, the daimyo takes from a part of Konoha's land a lot of gold where the gold mine is. Yes? Yes, but that is under the Land of Fire because we all are under the Land of Fire. But if Konoha sends out its best to take just a small piece from the other side instead of going from the main side, are you saying about stealing? No. That side hasn't been discovered yet, so it's legally within the grounds, neutral ones. So we can go there, take it out, and claim it as ourselves. We can still do that because Konoha, as per the jurisdictions say, has claim over the land as it discovers and expands on. But we can't expand there, but we can. I have been reading about the clans and how they are behaving. Uchihas have been having a trouble because of their expanded people and the limited territory they own. We can move the Uchiha clan there and Uchihas can watch over the territory while it remains under Konoha's because land's property as well as a clan's property cannot be taken by the daimyo or even the Konoha. That is true. What Naruto is saying is correct. This could counter it all and we would be able to have an asset to Konoha which can generate us a lot of money. So what do you guys think? As Danzo stood up, this is a psychoc, Naruto. A psychological warfare operation. And I'm proud that I have taught you well to even use the black hat tactics. Now the time is to present this plan to the council. And we will not be the ones presenting. It will be you. What? But I thought that you're ready. If these plans work out, then you are passed and graduated, Naruto. Or have you forgotten my words? Within 5 years, you must present us with something that will convince us that you are ready. And this is that. Then let's execute it, said Naruto. And so the four of them arrived in the council chamber as Hiruzen was impressed, at the same time a bit scared. This doesn't seem nice, Naruto. We will be cheating a lot of people. Daimyo has been trying to cheat us for years. I have read the records, Gigi. This is it. It's time for Konoha to get back its dignity. If we're able to do that, we will own this land and the debt will be paid to the Daimyo. Daimyo will be weakened. If anything, we will be able to pressure the Daimyo to be our client and work with us instead of the other way around. Naruto is right, said Homura as he stood up. As the others looked. But I have one question, said one of the civilians. Can the Uchihas be trusted with this? What do you mean by that? Said Fugaku as he stood up, slamming his fist. We are requesting for the past 1 year, no, begging for the past 1 year, that we need a bigger piece of land. And if that comes with this, we will share with Konoha, of course. But the question is where that land will be. Here, said Naruto, pointing towards above the Hokage monument, on to the left side, a small piece of land. There is a cave entrance there. I myself haven't gone there, but if my predictions are correct, there might be something there, like chakra metal or even gold or silver. If it is found, we will be able to extract it under the name of the Uchiha. But the Uchihas have to sign a contract that 10% of the wealth will be given to them, while the 90% will be shared with the village. Is that agreed upon? Yes, it is agreeable, said Fugaku, as everyone else agreed. And so, that is how the operations were done. The daimyo's proposal was returned over, and the daimyo was impressed. But what he did not know was Naruto was about to play the biggest psychops that one could imagine, and that was sending Genins instead of Chunins, and instead of Jonins, Chunins. And when the threat got too much, the Genins and the teams pulled out, leaving the client behind because they could care less. It was within their agreement that if the threat is too much, the teams are able to get out, forgetting about the client. And the daimyo was confident enough that he didn't see it and signed it. And when the daimyo began to raise question, the contract was shown by the elders, and the daimyo, he was pissed and clutching his pearls because he, for the first time, was at loss, and Konoha was able to defeat him in the politics that he knew that Konoha would never be able to reach a level of. Because those were all warmongers, and that is what all they ever would be in his eyes. I cannot believe this! Governor, you said that this plan would work. Konoha would be forever our slaves. What is going on then here? At this rate, the Uchiha land, they might ask it as well back. The one land we were able to acquire by holding off Konoha. Find out who is behind this. I want the person who created this plan for Konoha found, and if better, executed. For treason. It will be done, said Governor, but what he did not know was that Naruto was one step ahead, as the next bombshell dropped on them. What? That is the same mine that the Land of Fire owns. How come they are able to mine? It's a piece of land that was within Konoha's jurisdiction, and we only merely constructed a new compound there when this was discovered. So, by legal laws, it is now Uchiha's property. Yes, and we are willing to go to war with the Land of Fire if he, as per laws, admitted into the code of agreement before, tries to take it by force. The daimyo now had to abandon half of his mine resources, and the Uchihas, they were mining it faster because they were shinobis and were able to use jutsus, resources, as well as a lot of manpower with the help of shadow clones. So, within a month or so, almost 10% of the mine was taken out, all the resources, and Naruto was then beginning to process it and sell it into the market. And that is when the next biggest threat came, as Naruto, who was an office worker, was being overworked and was beginning to collapse as well. Hiruzen then said, "The gold we have extracted. What are we going to do now? Next problem is the pricing. If Konoha is able to sell at a price which is favorable to us, we will be able to counter the gold that is sold by the Land of Fire. And if not, the Land of Fire will buy it from us dirt cheap, and we have no other choice but to sell it. What's worth is the metal. We can't even sell it. You're right about that, Hiruzen, but Naruto is the only one who can come up with a solution. He is overworked," said Danzo. "He needs rest. The boy has been working hard, breaking his back. He's a goddamn 13 years old. How can we place such a burden on him?" Let us handle this. No, said Naruto. I can still do this. No, Naruto, you need to rest, said Danzo. I have a plan. Just listen to it then. And so Naruto laid out a plan. The daimyo came, but he wasn't alone. He was confident that Konoha would not have any buyer, so he came alone. But he did not have anticipated that the four daimyos from other villages were also there. What are you all doing here? Oh, we were called by Konoha because it has been looking for clientele, as per you see, to sell out their resources and gold. As Naruto and the others came forward, gentlemen, this is Naruto, our assistant, and he is not of that much importance. What is important is that you all are here. I am happy to see the Land of Fire Daimyo has accepted, as well as you all, our proposal to show up here. The Land of Fire Daimyo was here to buy out our gold, but at a price, a certain one, I presume, right? Yes. What was your price offer? Usually the market is at 1500 ryus per ounce for gold, but I'll be willing to buy it for 1000 ryu. So you're saying that you've been selling 500 in profit. How about this, gentlemen? The cost and all that excavation, we will be willing to sell it to 1250 ryus per ounce. Deal. As immediately all the daimyos begin to agree because they would be saving a lot of money, while Konoha on the other hand will be making a lot. The daimyo of fire was pissed because he was just called there to be a clown. What is the meaning of this, Hiruzen? Well, we were here for the part of the deal, and I'm sorry to say, but the deal was not able to be made. Daimyo-sama, I will be increasing the taxes on Konoha. Yes, I understand that. And so, as the daimyo left, the four remaining daimyos made a lot of deals. So much so that Naruto and Konoha, all thanks to his planning and paperwork, were able to make 4 billion ryus in total, because the minerals they have extracted were still the same quality, if not better, and were immediately dispatched without any corruption whatsoever. Back in the Land of Fire, the daimyo was preparing for a psychological warfare attack of his own, increasing the taxes that it will cripple Konoha, but it didn't because Hiruzen and the others walked in and made the payment in full. This is the full payment of all the debts that Konoha has owned. And as per the laws and regulations of our contract that was made, the land is ours now. Which means that the mine that you had there was, in fact, ours. And the minerals that you have sold, we would like that share back. What? Said the governor. No, you can't do that! Oh, so you're not going to give back what you have taken from us, right? Well, that is a problem. This could be a war between Konoha and the Land of Fire. Are you threatening me, Hiruzen? You stupid bastard! You know what you are doing? How much army I have? You have army of samurais. We have army of shinobis. And the Nine Tails. Who do you think will win? I will hire mercenaries, motherfucker, and crush you. Because you are trying to go against me. The hand that feeds you. You want war? There will be a war. Be prepared for it. And so, a war was on the horizon, and now Naruto was looking towards it from a perspective of a council member, and Naruto gave his own opinions, and that was simple. Attack from different sides, crush the daimyo's family, the root of all the problems, as well as all the powerhead figures, and the rest will be headless chicken running around in fear and will be forced to surrender. Konoha, even though with the little army they had, attacked the key figures with the help of the elite Anbu squadrons that were known for their dark forces. Even Danzo included his root forces, which were operated, and the mission began. One by one, the power key figures of the Land of Fire were executed. All of them were gone, even the daimyo's family, overnight. And the Land of Fire? It fell down, without much bloodshed. And once it happened, Konoha declared it their own nation, their own part, and went from village to Konoha's nation. The other villages and daimyos were shocked that how the Land of Fire, the strongest out of the all nations, was now easily captured and acquired by Konoha. As the rest were afraid, but Konoha declared that as long as they listen to their rules and regulations, they can stay and operate and do business there. Those who were trying to sink in their teeth and claws into Konoha earlier were now in fear. And Naruto, he was about to launch an attack on them because they were corrupts. And so their extermination began. It took an year as Naruto turned by the age of 14. He was one of the most respected as well as feared council members and members of the office of the Kage. Someone who was well respected, a genius mind who was able to learn from the best and adapt and make plans that were able to crush a nation. Naruto was seated inside his huge office, sorting out the paperwork alongside trying to find ways to sell what they were selling alongside what the Land of Fire was selling before it fell to their clients, and found out quite a lot of secrets that he knew, if spoiled rightfully so, could earn them a lot of allies and potential customers. And so, Naruto arrived with that plan towards Hiruzen and the rest. What? Yes, these are the files I found in the cabinet of the ministry within the Land of Fire Council. And as you can see, the other daimyos are also exploiting the villages. If we are able to give those people freedom and help them establish themselves, they can potentially become our clients. The wars, they will be ending, and the age of business will begin. But Naruto, we are a shinobi nation. No, we were a shinobi village, GG. Now we are a nation who works differently. We have to broaden our thinking and scope. We will produce shinobis, yes, the Shinobi Academy is still there, but as a nation, we have to look towards the other sectors as well, in which we grow in. We will be able to help one another out. And besides, the daimyo had a passage towards the west, exporting it to the other kingdoms beyond the seven seas. If we are able to export to them, we will be earning a lot. And so, within the next 2 years, Naruto began to do the handiwork and go on around as the governor and minister of the land of Konoha, working under Hiruzen and the eldest jurisdiction to the other villages and making deals while also giving them the documents and the snippets here and there which the Kages bought at and were able to stand up against their own daimyos. Naruto began to fund them and were able to make them pay off their debts, making them all his creditors, and he became their debtor. But Naruto forgave them all, which was a huge blow to Konoha's economy, but Naruto knew it will pay the ultimate price in the future. As he turned at the age of 16, that is when the payment of that promise came. Letting go of all their hatred, they were buying their resources from Konoha and acting as its extensions, while Konoha as a new land was still standing tall. A balance between an economic giant as well as a military one. Untouchable, all thanks to a child who was trained by the three, just on a whim because he saw his Gigi doing all the paperwork and becoming smart. But as they say, some people were still not seeing it as such. Because of their old goals and necessities, they begin to rise up as a rebellion because they begin to see just how much Konohaification was happening. Everything was under Konoha's thumb and rule. Even the currency that has been issued was Konoha Ryu, KR for short. Naruto, being a genius as he was, even began a stock exchange within Konoha. And that was the only one where offered a lot of companies to open up and sell their shares. The only one in the elemental nations where a lot of people were going and trying their luck. Many failed, seeing it as a gambling event, while those who studied were making money steadily. And Naruto, he was at the helm of it, making a lot of it as well. All the while without using a single jutsu or anything at all. As Naruto did all this, we see Naruto was revolutionizing the elemental nation. But as they said, not everyone was happy. And the leading group was Akatsuki, as Jiraiya, who has been surprised, was called back. And then he was now telling Naruto this. So what do you think, Naruto? What should we do with Akatsuki? They see Konoha's rise as a threat and they don't have good goals. They have been eyeing and spying upon the different villages that they were trying to rile up. Different nations. They're no longer villages to Asuma. And as for what they want, Hmm. They are a threat to this newfound peace and dominance of Konoha, something that we cannot let go of easily. So, we need to crush them where they stand, and that is what we are going to do. Launch a discreet attack and let the others find out who did it and fight it out. Wait, yes, I know what I'm talking about. And so, a ship that was going from the Mizugake towards Uchiha territories, where Naruto's plantation and all the other stuff was, it was attacked, and both Konoha and Mizu became pissed because it was one of their lifeline boats, which worked for their company, which was their main source of income, and now that was gone down the drain. Naruto, being the one, offered them money as payment, but they were pissed and wanted to know. After investigation, the blame was placed on the Akatsuki, and now two villages were ready to go to war with them. I mean, two nations was ready to go to war with them. And with that, the other followed suit because Mizu had good relations with the others. So, in this way, the whole elemental nations gathered around and started a war on Akatsuki, which they couldn't win because they did not have the resources or any biju. And in the end, they were lost. And Naruto, while being seated at the top tower of his building, watched all this chaos unfolded, as he had yet again just used his mastermind to do something. You know, Naruto, to many you would look like a scum who is using his power as well as his genius mind for something that is dark. To me, Konoha has been my home. Yes, there have been a lot of hateful people, but as you said, I will be able to win their respect. And that is what I have done. Konoha is now something that I have helped build from a small village that was captured into a powerful force that is to be reckoned with. And I'm gonna make sure it stays that way and continues to grow, even far beyond the west, so nobody tries to mess with us. Even if they think of it in a dream, they will be the one pissing their pants. As Naruto said this, the three elders alongside with Hiruzen realized that Naruto was a complete changed man, ruthless to those who he saw as a threat, but kind to those very few who were close to him, and cold-hearted to the rest. And that is how Naruto became a giant who was now standing tall while the rest of the elemental nation was under his feet. As this is where I will be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my other channels as well. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.